But Delano, thank you for jumping on the podcast. Obviously, we did this a while back, but I had some audio malfunctions. Not sure what happened, but the file got corrupted, so I couldn't actually use it, and then I just forgot, and I just kept forgetting to remind to let you know. But it's good to see you. It's been a while. So obviously, we were speaking during early on Corona. I think I was back in Australia. Yeah, so we were just chatting about what was going on then, and obviously about the Barbados Ninja Throwdown and how you got that together. But I think we'll talk about some of those things again. I think it'd be good for
Yeah.
people. I think to understand the business side of Ninja and how to put these things together that you have. But before we get into that, Delano, what when you were growing up, I mean, you tell me. I've never been to Barbados. I will come one day. But what did you do as a kid to keep you active and yeah, how were you as a child when it came to sport and what were you doing?
I could tell you for sure. It was heavily influenced, from my parents. As a child, you never know what you're gonna be good at. So they had me in. I used to do the triathlon on a Sunday morning. I used to do swimming. I used to do running. I used to do cricket, football. Did a little bit of karate. Um, but what stuck with me throughout the years was football, tennis, and swimming. Those three would have been what stuck with me, with football being the dominant one that has stuck with me up to this point. Playing it recreationally. So that and now and as a child, I was always out with friends, running around the neighborhood, getting up to mischief, constantly active, right? So it wasn't a case of finding something for me to do. If I didn't have something to do, I was gonna find something to do.
Yeah,
So yeah, a kid during my childhood was quite active. I wasn't really much about school, and I, I would tell anybody, any child growing up, you got to listen to your parents because you don't know what is for you or what you want in such a young age. I think you kind of discover that when you go through university and you kind of realize, well, hold on, I have more choices as an adult. This and that. You can make those choices, but growing up, school, I understand the importance of school, the discipline, the structure, the organizational skills that you learn, the people skills that you learn as well to interacting with your peers. But yeah, school and I we're not friends. So you throw a ball to me, I'm outside. I'll go outside. Let me go outside and run around. I'm sorry I didn't have ninja when I was younger. If not, let me tell you, I think we all can agree that the youth of today have a great advantage. After people have built it, failed it, succeeded it. You know what I mean? Like the
crazy.
future is bright for the sport.
Well, some of these kids are already destroying the adults in the adult competitions. Like
You know
it's
what I mean?
oh man. What is the main sport of Barbados? What is the principal sport that everyone
Uh,
plays?
cricket,
Yeah.
cricket. Yeah, cricket.
Okay.
Yeah, cricket.
I thought it'd be soccer for some reason.
No, no. I mean, football has got big. It has got more developed, and it's grown over the years. But cricket is still the predominant sport.
Okay, that's interesting. So, you discovered Ninja. I can't remember exactly what year, but it was, what was it, 2015, 14?
That was 2000 when I came home from university. 2013 went up in 2014.
That's right, because
That's when yeah,
you
correct.
studied in Canada, right? If I remember.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
correct.
So how did you find yourself? How did you find out about Ninja?
So my how was it? I was just working out in the gym. I was gonna do like a physique show. I was gonna enter a physique show, and then my uncle was like, there's this show, on TV. You can win $1 million. Like you can do it. You just want to train. So we sat down and I watched an episode, and I was like, wow, that's actually sick. And I mean, that's where it kind of started with us. He had one of those boxes that could pause and stop. So we would pause it, take a picture of the obstacle, get a rough idea of how it's to be built, and we get a welder, built it. It was expensive. It was really expensive, but I had no idea what I was doing. So we built some monkey bars, we built a salmon ladder, we built these vertical batons, we built 2 parallel bars, and that was my training regime. That was my, I'd go in there, train, and do 1 arm holds and stuff like that, and that's where it really started. And then and that was the beautiful thing about it. It was so new for me. It was like, yeah, this is that exciting feeling, like a new toy. It's like, okay, this is a new skill I can learn. Like, I can do this. Like, okay, great. I got to keep going. Obviously I was still balancing, coming back home, working, trying to wrap my head around, where can Ninja take me? It's new, but what am I going to do career wise? Like, how much am I really going to be wanting to give up?
Mm.
And I did put the time in. It got me to get to Vegas.
Yeah, so
it got me to meet Perry and other people, but
you want to
it didn't
explain
get me.
how that happened and what happened there with?
Oh, right. So, my uncle and I were doing some research. Well, he did some research and he found this email. It was like ANW, whatever the season was at the time, 7 or whatever.
Mm.
So I sent an email asking, can someone from Barbados, try if I can try out or whatever. I hold a Canadian passport and a British passport, so I let them know that as well. And I think the lady's name was either Brianne or Brittany. Lovely lady, very good at communication, excellent. She got back to me in time and told me that this is what you need to do, blah blah blah. And I got the submission video sent in, and I got an email saying, great, coming up to Vegas. And I was like, wow, that's pretty sick. I didn't think I was gonna get that far. Didn't think at all.
I'll just stop for 1 second. So was this you trying to apply for the normal season, or was the season of, or was this for? Were you purposefully applying for the international?
Well, I didn't know that there was an international format, so I was just sending an email
Okay.
asking, well, look, if I'm a Canadian, like, would you allow a Canadian to do the American Ninja Warrior show? I mean, you never know, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then at that point she told me, well, no, we're actually looking to do an international episode, or so I was like, okay, great. And I got lucky. I really got lucky, and it was a good experience. Obviously, not having a rock climbing background, not even a ninja background, kind of statics, nothing like that. You're looking at someone that's 185 pounds, lifting weights in the gym and doing ninja obstacles. So I never really had the technique or practice that I have now, and even now, obviously, my skill set would be good for back then, but obviously now, as you can see, the obstacles again is so, they're getting so, I guess, they're critical obstacles. I mean, these obstacles are so, every move has to be accounted for.
So
mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, so tell me more about coming into Vegas. Like, did they fly you out, or did you have to pay to?
No, they flew us out, which was
Lovely.
great.
That's
Which
awesome.
was great. They flew us out. Truly grateful for that. I was, really appreciative of that. First time going to Las Vegas, and it was a case where it opened my eyes to be like, okay, great. If you put the hard work in, you put the time in, you never know what kind of opportunity you might get. And so I was like, great. So going to Las Vegas, it was, I went with my dad, and it was a surreal experience. Never been on a set before, never been on obstacles before, so I was taking it all in. Didn't know who Perry was, didn't know who these people were. I didn't know Guy, didn't know any of these people. And it was so good that it was a pretty chill crowd, and we all got along, and we made it fun. We did make it fun, and it was a valuable experience. What I learned there, it carried me through, and it taught me a lot. It showed me, I guess, what the show business is like. I mean, so that stuck with me. And that was something that I did not ever want to recreate in Barbados when I did the Ninja Throwdown. No, like, it's not. It wasn't gonna get like that. I made sure that that stuck with me, so that way, I will never degrade my competition just for TV.
What were the what were the obstacles like? What were some of the standard obstacles? And just explain maybe sort of what happened in that weekend or what you actually went through. So, or maybe start with that bit. So what did you actually go through? Were you selected? How did it work? What happened?
Oh, yeah. So we were selected. We were selected. I remember that morning perfectly because it was my, we were to be downstairs early. I was up real early. It was, I was quite nervous or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We were actually in the Hooters hotel. So I was like, okay, well, all right, it's not too bad here, whatever. But no, got some, little breakfast, a little coffee, you know, um, went outside thinking that, it was gonna be nice, like cool air. And again, as my dad told me when we got to Vegas airport, it's like a wall of, it's like when I got to Vegas airport and those doors opened, I like went back inside. It was like a wall of hot air just hitting you at once. And I was like, people live out here? People live here? So, the morning now of when we're going to set, we're up early, excited, going there. And this is like, 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning.
Mm.
We get on set. You see the, sorry. You see
Yeah,
the,
right.
you see the, sorry, my headphone dropped.
That's
You see
okay.
the, you see the silk slider. You see the quintuple steps, salmon ladder. What's that butterfly thing that you jumped in and it turns around? I can't remember what that's called.
But butterfly wall, I think.
I think so. Yeah. You see the whatchamacallit now. Oh gosh, I can't remember. People. Oh God, Perry would disown me if I can't remember these obstacles. But you
What? Oh,
you and I would look at these obstacles now and be like, okay, we can do that.
yeah.
When I was there, I was like, oh my God, like, this is the real deal, dog. I was like, what? I was like, Jesus, this is sick. Like, I'm excited, but I'm nervous. It's a whole new environment for me. And it was sort of bittersweet, right? In a sense that we touched on every obstacle. Everyone did each obstacle fine. This is with regards to the first two stages that we did. And then when we were doing our run throughs, the director at the time, I can't remember his name, probably the same fella. He was watching, and then we had to do then the testing. We got to do the test and show who would make the 5 to make up the team. And because we were behind schedule and it was getting hot, we kind of got things changed on us where we only had like the one run, and that run was the only run that counted. So, I'm pretty sure stage 1, got through the quintuple steps, got to silk slider. On my dismount from the silk slider, fell in the water. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was like, but I took it for what it is. I was like, you know what, cool. You know what, I have stage 2 to make it up on. Maybe I can show this guy what's going on. First obstacle on stage 2 were those ropes, where like one rope can slide down, or the other rope, if you grab it, it will, you have to move quickly to transfer to another rope. I guess so I got through there, but I wasted a lot of energy. And got to this. Then it was a salmon ladder. Got to this salmon ladder, pumped out, and fell in the water. And then stage 3, I don't think I made it past the first 2 obstacles on the first obstacle for stage 3. I can't remember what that was. I think it was the cannonballs. I can't remember that. I can't remember. I think. But like I said, it was a bit. It was. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, finish your point.
No, I was just saying. Just reiterating. It was a bittersweet. It was sweet in that. Sweet. Got a free trip to Vegas and met these awesome people. And bitter in that. We didn't get our full runs or whatever. But you know what? I'm not going to sit here and complain about it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
That experience helped me. So.
Yeah. So explain to me these teams, because obviously from later seasons, I don't remember when I first started seeing the international specials. I can't remember what season that was, but obviously, at least in the last 3, maybe 4 or 5, 4 seasons, they have specific teams from specific regions of the world. So Team Europe, Team Asia, Team Japan. Oh no, Team Japan. I think Latin. Team South, I don't know what they call the South America, whatever they call that team. So how were they deciding the teams? Obviously, you had Team USA, And then what was it? Just against another team made up of a bunch of different internationals? How did that actually? How did that
Yeah.
actually?
So that was Team USA versus Team Japan versus Team World. Originally was supposed to be,
Yeah.
but what ended up happening was that the team was ended up being all Europeans. So then it was just
Okay.
Team Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Was
So
there?
I mean, it worked out. It worked out for production.
Yeah. So there a team Japan or a team Asia?
Yeah, there was Team Japan. Team Japan. Yeah.
Okay. So had you, and I mean, I don't know what the pool of international competitors were, but had you made it onto that team, they obviously couldn't have called it Team Europe. Um, so I guess I don't
Well, they
know.
could have. They could have because I still have a British passport. So at the time,
Of
before this
course.
is before Brexit, right? So at the time, it could have still worked.
Okay.
Um, you know, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's but I try not to think of those things, right? I use those things as as I look at those. I look at that time and just think of it as what, I bettered myself in a different way after that.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I was just curious because I thought my understanding was I thought everyone was pre-selected already to compete. I didn't realize maybe back then that they still auditioned you and trialed you to actually be on the team. So maybe they must have changed um, since then. So okay, so that's obviously an awesome experience. I think who knows if this season had gone the way, the normal way it was meant to have gone. Who knows? Maybe I might have been on the international team. I don't know if I had done well enough. Um,
I
but
think so. I think so.
we'll see. Man, this current season's insane. Obviously, I've been speaking to a few of the Americans, and they're like, "Man, we've never seen so many new obstacles in one season so early." They say it's been really exciting, but yeah, like they've been thrown off. Um, so you had this amazing experience. What happened when you returned to Barbados? What happened for you then in regards to Ninja?
Took a little dip. I was a bit annoyed at how it went. So it took a little dip.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for like a month. Took a little dip for a month. But then I still was, doing my training and I was playing football actively and stuff too. So
Yeah.
I got back in the training regime. I didn't give up. I kept going at it. I made another submission video for the 2015 season as well. I kept training for that.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't, I didn't get selected, but I didn't let it beat me. I
Yeah.
just kept going at it. And then, I just made it a part of my routine, my exercise. And I just, I just maintained, just kept going and going.
Mm.
Nothing really happened until 2016. And I was in Canada in August, and I went on Facebook, and someone sent me a link for Trinidad and Tobago Ninja Warrior. So I was kind of like, WTF. I said, Trinidad and Tobago? I was like, stop, no. So then I made a call and I said, look, I need to do something when I get home. I need to get something going. So called mom, called mom, and we put together a plan, budget, materials, and the team. Built my quintuple steps, built them, painted them, built the wart wall, built the spider wall, built the, the for the batons, built this crazy monkey bar where one way was for the adults, one way was for the children. Um, uh, my salmon ladder, and then a tire flip, and you know how that started too. I messaged Perry. I sat down in Canada when I saw this, and I was like, what was that guy's name that was there? He made a group for the internationals. He was real tall. I said, fuck, this guy's Perry. Perry's his name. I found Perry. So I said, hey man, like if I could screenshot and send a message, I said, hey man, like how you doing? Blah blah. Spoke to him at length. I've called him on video. Like this time I haven't spoken to this guy in like years, right? And and was like, yeah, listen, would you like me to fly you down to Barbados for this competition? And I mean, it kicked off from there, right? It kicked off from there, and I'll tell you for sure, the most beautiful thing about this sport is the connection that I made with Perry and many other people like yourself,
Mm.
you know. But so that's so after that lull, after 2015, and not getting selected again, just maintain the training. Didn't have many friends that were doing the training. Went to Canada on a vacation. Saw that Trinidad and Tobago was doing it. I was like, nah, like, how are they doing it? Like, stop, like, no.
Were they actually filming the show, or was this just the competition?
It was a knockoff. It was, they used the name over there. They didn't have the rights to use the name. I
Okay.
double checked with Perry. Perry was like, yeah, no, what they're doing is completely illegal, and if it goes on TV or whatever, they will get sued. I was like, okay, great. I was
Oh,
like, I wanted to make sure. But then I was like, you know what? This is where the entrepreneurial side of me kind of took over. I said, no, this is a business. It's gonna be a business. So I was like, you know what? Let it be your fun, but make sure your fun can pay for itself and run itself. So that's where it kind of went off from. And it was great building community. It was great building the obstacles. It was me becoming a coach. I never thought I'd be able to coach anybody. I was like, how, like, me a coach? No. And it was great. It really taught me a lot. It really taught me a lot. And it really, really cemented a good foundation for what is the Barbados Ninja Throwdown today. Um,
so
and
the goal initially was just to create this competition, right? That was
mm-hmm.
just and was Ninja Warrior airing in Barbados? So like, what was the vibe around this competition when you first got it off the
It
ground?
was new. It was new. People did not know what it was. When I would go on when I went on the radio, I'd say, it's American Ninja Warrior. You could watch it on NBC or the Esquire network. At the time, it was new. So when people, from CrossFit gyms and other gyms and the public in general came up, I think we had a crowd of like 1,600 people for the first one, and it would just finish raining. It was like, you can ask Perry. The morning I woke up, it was raining, and I said, God must just hate me. I looked at Perry, I said, God must just hate me, boy, because God, big man, I was like, yo, chief, like, I try to run an event here, a family event. I ain't pushing drugs to nobody, and I try to run a family event, brother. Like, give me a break, dog. Like, give me a break. You know what I mean? Go and piss on someone else's parade, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But it it was a good success. It was pretty successful, and I was quite blown away at the crowd reaction and the support that local businesses in the community came forward with. Sorry,
That's all
and
right.
that's what gave me a driving force to do another one, and keep going at it, and building the gym. Um, you know, and yeah, to the point now where it's a calendar event. People look forward to it. I look forward to it. I look forward, I guess I like, the whole organizing and running around and doing different things on the day of, and
Mm.
because I'm a competitor as well too, right? So I like to, I share that mind. So I like to make sure that I give the competitors the best experience ever.
Mm.
And I always appreciate a lot of feedback from all competitors, because it's important, right?
Mm.
I want to have fun with it.
Absolutely.
But it's a business at the end of the day as well too, and it's my name attached to it, right? And I
Yeah.
don't want ever anybody to slander, defame, my good name. I'd rather someone come and sit down with me and give me the constructive criticism so I can address it each time. I believe in constant improvement every year. Every event, there are tons of notes I take, from the team, from the crowd, from the competitors, from the
Mm.
volunteers, because I want to know how I can make, the volunteers, how can I make your volunteering easier?
Mm.
Competitors, how can I make your competing easier? And sponsors, how can I make it easy? So it's making sure that you are that person that people can trust. They don't have to double check. You
Mm.
know, and that forms a fantastic relationship.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely. What So give me the run. What do you actually have to go through to get something like this off the ground? What are you actually what is the process of getting this idea out of your head into an actual structured, well-run event that is attracting crowds? Because it's pretty crazy.
Well, I can sorry, forgive me. There was a mosquito just going at me just now. Sorry.
That's all.
Well, I can show you. Let me show you this. Let me just show you this file. This file cabinet here. This is one of two file cabinets.
Yeah.
And these are all from prizes to certificates to health certificates to competitors to promotional content. This is from the beginning.
Wow.
From the beginning. From the beginning. From the beginning. Right? So that's what kind of goes into it. And I would tell you, I'll tell you right now, I'm not afraid of saying it, right? My mother is heavily involved. My mother brings an aspect of organization that I don't have, and a level of candor, level of patience that I don't have. At the time I did not have. She's even said, focus on the course and the competitors, and I leave everything else to me. And it works great because she makes sure that the sponsors are taken care of. Everything is laid out properly for the spectators to sit down, bathrooms, etc. And then, I just deal with making sure the talent is there to put on the show. And we've struck a very good balance with it. Don't get me wrong. Hey, listen, don't get me wrong. Going into business with family is something that you really have to think about, because, you're not talking to, I'm not going to shout at my mother. You know what I mean, right? As a business partner, I would, let them know. But, you have to be truly mindful of what you're doing, and that you don't jeopardize the relationship. At the end of the day, whereas when you leave your place of work, you leave work. It doesn't come home with you. Well, this office, let me see if I can change the camera here. This office is all, ninja. This office is ninja. You know what I mean? So, a lot of times we would have conversations late at night about this and that and blah, blah, blah. And, it was worth it. It was worth the blood, sweat, and tears. Bring something to Barbados, and I'm looking forward to the Caribbean region of a different type of sport, right? So it's a lot. So the first year 2016 gave us a good base of what we need to do. Then for 2017, we had a better idea. I went through 2 or 3 different social media people that I found the right one. It's like going through many shoes until you find your right fit. So you gotta look at, like I said. So if you're serving beverages or food, you need the Ministry of Health. You need a health certificate. You need a noise permit. You need cost cap, which is music. A cost cap license. You need to make sure you have your security, fenced off area, layout for the sponsors where they're gonna put their tents or put their booths or whatever. Seating for the crowd, bathrooms, competitor area, competitor warm-up area, refreshers for the competitors, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And it gets to you. It does, because again, I'm a competitor, right? So I have when I go NNL and whatnot, I want to help when I go to an event like that, because I'm like, I understand what it's like dealing with 80 competitors. I can imagine what it's dealing with 800. You know what I mean? So I I wear both hats. I wear both hats. And, I tell you right now, if you have the opportunity to run your own event, I tell you to do it. Run your own event, try it, take a chance at it, and then you'll know if it's for you. Um, I truly like it. I like it. Like I said, I like it. The day of, up to the day of, I'm out there rigging stuff up till not last minute, but I would literally walk the course, run around the course 3 or 4 times, going to the same vendors that I pass. Are you okay? Do you need this? Do you need that? Is this cable good? Is this bad? Is that obstacle off by 2-3 centimeters? Let me adjust it down to the very last minute, because I need to be kept busy. Because I guess for me, I don't want anybody to ever say, well, look, you were standing with your arms crossed. Like, what were you doing? No, no, no. I want to make sure that if something has to be addressed, I'm addressing it, right? Because that is my job. That is my job. The day of the event is not for me to relax. My mom can relax. You do that, mom. You go relax. You deserve that. It's for me to step up and work, run the event.
Absolutely.
And it's a team effort. It's a team effort. I've got like Sean Motley, his wife, his karate school that volunteers. So it's just not me. It's everybody that's involved in this, right? Because if I don't have the sponsors, if I don't have the community, I don't have the event. So it's everybody that's involved. And that's what I always remember, and I always tell myself, if I don't have the public, I have nothing. I just have something. I just have a park that I built.
Absolutely. What has been the, I guess, consumer or crowd feedback that you've been getting over the years? What are some things that you've been able to use from that to enhance each year that you've done it?
One year, I would tell you, and one year, the bathrooms, for example, had too few and not an attendant. There was no attendant. So you know what? The next year, there was an attendant and there were more bathrooms. You know what I mean? There was an attendant and there were more bathrooms. So that was oh wait, hold on, I'm trying to think. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, yes. 2018 was lack of attendance. 2019 was more bathrooms and an attendance in the bathrooms. Competitor wise, some of the feedback the competitors gave me. Warm up area. So there was no warm up area until 2019. I made sure to have a warm up area. Even though it was at the gym, I did my best to provide a warm up area.
Yeah.
Timing system, that's coming as well too. So that that's been ordered. I'm waiting for it to be shipped there. So those things that improvements that I've been making. Better bleachers. I bought 4 bleachers. 3 sets of bleachers, I think. Oh no, 4 sets of bleachers. Huge bleachers. So we definitely took a lot of crowd feedback and really implemented it, and the crowd was really impressed with us being able to take the feedback and implement it for the next year and not waste time on it. We provided like a kids area, kids fun zone, so you have a lot of little young ones where they rolled, so they could go to a jumping tent. They could go to there was a popcorn machine. It was just really, really great to see what 2019 brought about. I was really happy with that. I was really happy with the improvements that were made. And to be all man, 2020 was gonna be a banger. 2020 was gonna be a banger, man. It was gonna be a banger. It was gonna be a banger.
I would have loved to have tried to have come. I knew I wouldn't have financially, just wouldn't have been possible, just with everything going on. In my head, before I knew I was going to America, I thought, I'll go to America and then I'll fly across. I don't know what it's like. Oh man, I wish it was possible. But yeah, this year has just been very, very interesting.
This has been a very weird year.
Yeah, I think 2020 will just be one of those years that historians study in even 100 or a few hundred years later, as probably one of the most bizarre years to ever occur in the world.
The amount of events that weird events that have taken place this year, it's forgive me.
That's all right.
It is, you can't put a finger on it. You know what I mean? You can't put a finger on it. I mean, and this is just obviously in the world, and as you and I know, in the ninja world as well too. It's
Yeah.
been quite a bizarre one as well too. It's like kind of like as I tell my friends, the world has gone mad. I almost feel like I almost feel to be like an ostrich or an emu and just stick my head in the hole in the ground and just wait there until everything's normal and come back. I'm like, hey guys, what's up? What have I missed?
Oh, absolutely. So what has interest in ninja been like since you've been doing these events? Has ninja become more of a sport? Are there more gyms that are doing ninja? Is it growing in Barbados? What's the general feel of it?
There's another gym that got set up called Beyond Limits. They have some obstacles, different obstacles to me, which is great. I go down there from time to time to do some training to get my hands on them as well. So the interest has grown. The interest has grown. The awareness has grown as well too. But I look at the proof is in the pudding. So I look at and see how many people come to training here. I look at so many locals are eager to sign up for the competition, and I'm seeing that a lot with the youth and the teenagers, but not with the adults. So I don't know if it's that I need to increase the prizes. I don't know. I really don't know. To me, again, I have this mindset. I don't want to beg people to do it, right? Because I don't want to beg anybody to do something they don't want to do. I don't want to force anybody or make them feel bad and guilt tripping them doing it. So it is, how to put it. It's an up and down situation because I need to make sure I got to put the effort in. So like I told you at the beginning of the conversation, I need to call the previous, the people who registered for the competition, who registered for this year. I need to give them a call and say, hey, just want to let you know we've got classes happening on a Thursday and Friday, and we have open gym on Saturday. More days and times will become available once there is interest. So please let me know, and please bring your child or children up, or bring yourself up. Come and train. Come and get this. You need this. So I guess I'll know in the next couple of weeks how it's going to end up turning out. So can you?
That's all right, man. Must have been a big day for you.
Yeah, man. I've been doing some mountain bike ridings on the morning with my brother. Waking up at 5:30 and get going and stuff. And I think my plate is a bit too full.
For those who are listening and not understanding, Delanos is very tired, so we won't.
Yeah, just a little tired.
We won't keep him for too much longer.
No. Forgive me. You're good. We can talk. You brother, we can talk. We can talk for hours.
I'm just messing. So so there is a little bit of, I guess, growth or increase in interest in ninja. And what you're saying before about adults and kids, I think for a lot of the, a lot of it is obviously it's adults competing for the most part. Kids see those things and then have aspirations. They want to be like that. They want to be that person, their hero. And that's across all sports, right? And then they grow up with that vision that they want to be that person. Whereas I feel like with adults, they probably see what we do and go, man, that's amazing. But they can't associate with the fact that they might be able to be like that. Not every adult, but I think a lot of adults. It's this, you don't look at watching an NFL game or world-class soccer or football game or any high-level sport, and then suddenly go, I want to be like that, and then you suddenly start training. Like you're not gonna just get picked up by an NFL. Like that's just not going to happen. Whereas ninja, obviously, these people are operating at such a high level. It's probably that same thing. It's probably, obviously, these guys are elite athletes. I can't be like that. Whereas I guess a lot of people don't realize that that's the beautiful thing about ninja is that, yes, you might be watching the best, but a lot of these ninjas started, with not being able to do things. And it's funny, having spoken to, even Najee 2 weeks ago, and him saying, I couldn't do the salmon ladder. It took me 10 goes to do the warped wall. There were things that he just could not do. Like, he couldn't do a lot of things. And it took him a year to find his feet. And that's even with gymnastics experience.
Wow.
That's even with all gymnastics. It still took him a year to find his feet, to feel like, oh, actually, maybe, I'm not that bad. And then now you look at what he does, and you look at his aerial, do you know what I mean? Which I found quite interesting. I thought he was just taking it like a duck to water. And, you do hear that. You do hear a few ninjas who just do that. They just come in and just go, boom, and just dominate. I mean, Matty Howard is a good example. Even Joe Morosky, like, who I thought he trained as a kid in gymnastics. No, he did. He started doing it as a teenager for fun, recreationally, like not even as a high level, competitive gymnast. So I guess as an adult, I think a lot of adults don't realize that actually anyone can do this stuff, but it takes work. So I think that's probably why a lot of adults, we don't see a high amount of adults just coming in. You do see people who do come in and want to try it and have fun, and then I guess reality hits them with a lot of people. But I think the kids are a lot easier to convince because they have time on their side, and they can hone in those skills to be their hero. So yeah, I have been quite interested from a business end, how to get more adults into ninja. I don't know what the marketing moves and strategies are. We can talk about that after. I don't think everyone wants to hear about that. But yeah, I do think that is probably the fundamental problem in regards to trying to get adults into ninja off the street, basically. A bit of fear, a bit of, I can't do that. These things are scary, blah, blah, blah.
A bit of risk, a bit of risk as an adult.
Exactly.
You look at these obstacles and, it's like, this is not my job. Like, what, if I complete this, what am I getting? A prize? Or it's not my job, right? So a lot of adults may look at it like that.
Yeah, risk.
It's not my job. Why am I gonna do it? Like, why? Like, why am I gonna go and try to run up a 14-foot wall? I've got nothing. And some people must be like, well, I've got nothing to prove.
And if you've noticed, go on.
No, especially go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you've noticed a lot of the new competitors, it's because they obviously saw the season. It's a, I don't know what the characteristic trait is, but I've noticed it amongst all of us is, we like to be challenged. We like to try things that are hard. We want to see how capable we are. And, unfortunately, I think you need that characteristic in order to even continue to do ninja. Because I think a lot of people, adults who do see the show and they go, oh yeah, I want to do it, but they're not respecting the fact that what we do is also hard as well. Like it is a challenge, and you might not get it on the very first go. It's not instant gratification. So that ability to go, and be humbled and go, I like the challenge of this. I want to try and beat it. I don't know how to instill that in people. And I feel like that is the defining thing that keeps people in ninja. I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Let me see. I mean, I would agree with you on that. I mean, like, if I can speak for me personally, like what keeps me interested in ninja is the fact that I've learned a skill set that I don't want it to go to waste. I've already invested time, energy, money, in it. So I don't want it to go to waste. Don't want it to ever go to waste. Someone now who may have just done it for the first time, they might want to see something they might want to see results and see what, I guess, go somewhere with it. I mean, that's what anybody's looking for. Everybody's looking for a way out. People are looking for ways to use their skill set and better themselves, use what the ninja sport has been able to teach them and become, get a scholarship to university for being ninja. When be able to earn income off of doing ninja. That make have a livable income.
Mm.
Those are some people. I mean, you look at Adam Rail. He travels the world doing competitions in the U.S. because that's his job. That's his job. That's what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
And that's no, and I can't disrespect. Matter of fact, he's gonna train and work harder than anybody else because that's his food. You know what I mean? That's his. So I think this, to answer your question, like specifically, it would depend upon the person. It depends on the person and how they see and view ninja.
No, absolutely. I guess what I mean, the average person who might step in. Obviously, most of us who've been in it for a while, we're in it for the competition, the competitive aspect of it. Obviously, because we want to be on the show, want to compete on the show, want to do well, or whatever it might be. But yeah, no, obviously everyone does probably have different reasons. Some people just enjoy the training side. They just enjoy that. They might like the competition side. They might want to be on the show. And obviously, there's been this big push to get into the Olympics and all this stuff. So I'm sure, in a couple of years, that will be
a reality.
Focus. And then obviously once it's in the Olympics, then there can be the whole, college team thing and, all that stuff. But it's very interesting being involved in, what started off as little tiny thing, and you're just watching it grow every day, every week, every year into what will hopefully be a fully fledged sport where there's legitimacy in across the board. I find it quite fascinating to watch and to be a part of. But so what's the, obviously, so this year didn't happen for the Throwdown. What is the future of the Barbados Ninja Throwdown? I'll leave this as my last question.
Future of Ninja Throw. I mean, I'll continue to go on and put the event on. I'll continue to make sure I can, have the training facility. I want to do another location in Barbados. I want to do one at the beach, and then I do want to take it. I want to take it regionally. I would like to go to Jamaica. Jamaica has a very good, obstacle scene down there.
Yeah.
With obstacle endurance racing. I want to take it down there and see, what hidden talent is there, right? I want to see what's going on. As long as, listen, right? As long as I'm alive and there's interest in ninja, Ninja Throwdown will continue to go on. And that's, that's like my passion. I would say for sure that was a passion. Not when I started, that was a passion project, and it still is a passion project. I lost passion. I lost a little sight of it. As I told you, but I'm trying my best to juggle everything. I'm trying, I'm really trying to make sure that I'm at least hitting ninja training at least once or twice a week doing ninja training. It's not much, but considering the other things that are on my plate, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with two, once or twice a week of training. I'm pretty happy with that. If I can hit 3 times, I hit 3 times. But I'm not gonna beat myself up if I don't make all 3 days of training. I just, unfortunately enough, I just can't do that. It's ninja's not my career.
Yeah, that's
so. Fair. So I'm not gonna push as hard. I'm not gonna push as hard as Adam would push or anybody else would push, who feels that it could be their career. And that's something that everybody has to understand. Keep in mind, right? Don't push for something that you don't really want to do. Like, don't do it, because then you're never gonna be happy. You're never gonna be happy because you're doing a job that you're not happy. Why pursue a job you're not happy doing just because you can make money? No. I'd rather go back broke pursuing something that I'm happy doing than, make a lot of money doing something that I'm not doing.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Well, Delano, I reckon I'll end the podcast there, mate. Thank you so much for
You sure?
on, man.
We can keep going, you know. I can keep going, dog. I got you covered. I can keep like flowing, dog. I can keep
Oh no.
going.
Oh no, we can keep chatting. I'll probably just I'll
Yeah.
I'll end the podcast on this note. But thank you so much for coming on. Very hearing about how you took the idea of ninja and you grew it into a regular competition in Barbados, which it's probably not a country anyone would think of having any involvement in ninja in any way. So I applaud you on you being able to take that concept and build something off it, which I think is awesome. Thank you very much, man.
Well, thank you, man, and thank you for doing this podcast.